Hey guys, and welcome to, I guess, the fourth entry in my Mechanical Mastery progression log. Still refuse to call it a Let's Play. I have less things I have to talk about this time, because if we look, you gotta remember that the end of last video, or I guess the last video, was 3.88 days of playtime, and now it is, uh, 4.55 days. And you can see I have had the world open for almost 6, so there's lots of leaving the game open but paused there. um, okay, like I said, I have fewer things to show you. That's one thing. I'll go over and show that now since it's hard to not see. I added more floors to my teleport tower. I think 4 will be enough. It's a total of 48 teleporters, and I think not every room is gonna need one, because some rooms I just never go to, like the steam engines, for example, so those don't need a teleporter. So, uh, it will be. I think it'll be fine. If not, I'll just throw more levels beneath this, because above this I'm gonna put uh like a tower where I'll build the actual ME controller instead of that dinky little one on the side over there. I don't need to build a cool controller, but I'm gonna build one anyway because I wanna. And then I'll have like a little control room up there. We'll have like power now, like can show how much power in there with RF tools, and like some storage monitors and stuff for important items. Um, Anyway, I can go ahead and show you saw that stuff now, so I'll go ahead and show that. First off, I'll go over here, reactor room. I finally decided to do power reactors, like I said at the end of last episode. I just did it. I have 5 spirited reactors plugged in here. I have 2 more that haven't been plugged in. I just don't need them. I built them just to fill out the room, and I'll probably plug them in eventually. Either that, or I'll just keep them unplugged and just upgrade them to nitro whenever I get that, because that's going to be pretty soon. I'm turning uranium ingots from mechanism into uraninite through an energizing orb. It's more efficient via EMC this way because you get a lot more uranium ingots than you would uraninite for the same amount of EMC because of the orb multiplication. If you're not doing that, it's probably not worth it, especially because you have to use power for it, and you can see, beep, and then it was done. It just consumed one. In order to do it, I have just a redstone card here, and then a timer from RF Tools set to 3 seconds. This was about as short as a time as I could get it and still work. Like any shorter on this clock, and like the exporter doesn't like trigger properly. I don't know why. So this little setup is fine. It produces more than enough. These things just don't consume that much uranium. So, and I just feed it with charcoal, redstone, and blue ice, and then water, and it's pretty good. The other thing I want to show you, since you saw the big gray cube, and you all know what it is the mechanism induction cell. This one stores 6.4 trillion RF, and you can see I have 400,000 coming in. The reason why it's going down is the power reactors slowly decay over time as their buffer empties, and then it spikes up again when it consumes another one. So it goes down to like 395. It varies from anywhere from like 415 to like 390 or so. But obviously it's more than enough. You can see down here it's super unstable, but maybe peaking at like 100,000. Go ahead and like 80,000 is what we're looking at, which is fine. Lots and lots of headroom, and all I have to do is just plug in those 2 reactors, and bam, another 200,000 right there. So we're chilling. Some other stuff I want to show is I'm gonna go ahead and use this teleporter. I still haven't built roofs yet. It's something I want to do at some point. TM. I'm gonna go up here. See, teleporters, so nice. Or processing pulverizing. I finally got around to moving the pulverizers to their own room, and this is more than enough. This slot here is for lead. I haven't gotten around to lead yet. I just haven't needed it for almost anything. So I added lead ore, but I haven't done the rest, like filtered all the other settings and stuff yet. I have to do that at some point. But this is more than enough. And if it ever gets to be the point where it's not enough, I'll probably be around the time to finish the pack, I think. I think this is going to be enough to finish the pack with, because if I'm being honest, the end is kind of in sight. The last thing I have to do for purple, I'll go ahead and show you that now, actually. The last thing I have to do for purple is to pass up refined fuel and elite circuits from mechanism, and that's going to be my next thing to do after this. This room does all of fissile fuel and fissile fuel pellets over there. I left a lot of room for oxidizer expansion and chemical infuser because theoretically I want to run a 100 millibucket a tick burn rate reactor to create antimatter, so I only have to run it for 10 hours. I'm not sure if I'm still going to do that because that's a lot of infrastructure for a reactor I'm only going to run 10 hours and then tear down. Because if I am burning 100 millibuckets a tick, I'm not going to burn that after I don't need to. I might set up a smaller one and just like a 25 maybe. That would, I think, I built a graph. I actually opened up MATLAB and there's a graph. I forget. Let me take a look. I sent it to the threefold Discord so I can just quickly pull that up, and then I can tell you how long at 25 millibucket a tick, how long I have to run the reactor for. Uh, at 25 millibuckets a tick, it'd probably be around 33 hours of burn time or so. 100 millibuckets is closer to 9, so. Um, so I think maybe a smaller one and just run it for longer will be fine. It's something I'm gonna do after I set up Purple. That's kind of gonna be the next major project, is to do the mechanism reactor. But that's a problem for later. I've already talked about. Again, I wrote some notes again. I'm gonna go ahead and show this. This is just like I think not necessarily important, but for someone else who's playing this pack and doing this method, I'd like to mention it just as to be helpful. If you want to speed up these factory droppers, if you filter all 3 of these slots, it's noticeably faster. I don't know why. It's just how these factory droppers work. They're a little bit janky because this is supposed to be a stack selector of like how many it's supposed to drop at the same time, and it doesn't actually work. These things like drop where it is. You can like have it so it doesn't drop right beneath it. You can have it so it drops closer to the bottom of the block or the top of the block or totally offset. Um, so that's pretty much it for that. I mean, there's also been just general upgrades of just tossing more upgrades into machines and stuff, but that's not really worth mentioning too much. Um, I do want to mention I'm pretty sure the end of the pack is in sight. Like I said, once I've got Purple, we're pretty much going into the creatives, and the creative chemical tank is going to be the next thing to get for antimatter, which will be really nice because antimatter is a unbelievable pain in the ass. I might craft 3 of them. Well, eventually I'll get the animator first, and then I'll craft a bunch more for things like polonium or plutonium for various items because you need that for all the cool stuff. Um, yeah, this will be the first pack I think I've finished. I guess I'll go ahead and actually do some rambling now since I've kind of talked about everything I wanted to do. There's been no changes over here other than just adding more cells to one of these things. Well, right here. I just threw a 64k there. So I've decided that I'm not really a huge fan of the way I built my base. Oh, I still like being here. It's still very cool. But I'm starting to realize there's a lot of problems in how I designed it. I kind of winged it to begin with, and that really wasn't really a good idea. Um, Next time I build a base, I need to make sure it's easily expandable and also very orderly. Like, this is easily expandable, but it's not very orderly, and it's kind of chaotic, I think. And I think there are better ways. There are definitely better ways of building a base, and the next time I'm definitely going to do a better job. I'm going to think more about how expansion's going to work when I build a room, rather than just, oh, I'll build a huge line and go out that way, and then that'll be good enough. No, I kind of want to make sure it's like properly gridded out, so it's not, weird in any way. Either that or build like a machine wall setup. I've been on the threefold Discord. There's been another guy who's been playing Mechanical Mastery at the same time, late gamer, and I really like the look of his base. If I'm being honest, I kind of the machine wall setup. This is very messy. It makes it very easy to edit on the fly as I need to, but it is very messy. And maybe next time I'd want to use more facades and stuff. So it's not like I hate my base, like living here. I just hate the way I built it personally. And I can do a better job next time, so I will. There's a lot of lessons to be learned from this base and how to grid stuff out, and I'm definitely going to take many of those lessons to heart. I think that's probably about it, all I have to mention. I want to go ahead and do a quick little flyover for everybody so you can see what the base looks like now. You can see the reactors popping in. Yeah, there's one thing I do want to mention actually about the ore processing is I've come to realize that if there's going to be any bottleneck, it's very likely going to be these create crushers, these crushing wheels. I just don't really like them, and they're kind of slow. Like it's fine for now, and I think it'll be fine for this pack. But if you're going for like really ridiculous throughputs in this pack, like way more than I would do, I kind of feel like these would be a problem. It's mostly, I think, the problem with the droppers and haven't found another good solution for them yet. Maybe like the formation or creation planes can drop items. I don't exactly know. I haven't played with them yet. So this does work. It's fine. I'm just not a huge fan of it. It just feels clunky to me. In more than the way it works. Like, more than just how it looks, but just the way it feels. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a huge fan of these Korea crushing wheels, and I'm glad this isn't like the default mechanism or processing, and I haven't seen this in any other packs because this was a pain in the ass. I liked having, maximum level ore processing. That's very cool, and if I ever play this pack again, I'll still do it, and I'll probably still do it in the same way. I just don't like this solution. I feel like there's got to be like a better way, or maybe just like some way that doesn't involve create. Like create's super cool, but it's also a pain in the ass to work with in like an RF based base. You know what I mean? Because you have to like it's a lot of like in-world stuff, which offers a lot of cool solutions to things, but it's just annoying to use sometimes. Um, I think that's probably all I have to ramble on. Um, yeah. Oh, I guess I do want to mention I've been having trouble like really expanding here because you can't run planetary logistics cables into compact machines. Because I finally broke down and used a compact machine for charcoal over here because I just like one wasn't enough, so I built five in here. And with just an energy acceptor to run another transmutation interface to just dump stuff into these and pull it out. And this works great. It's fine. I don't really like using compact machines in bases. It's just like a pet peeve of mine because you just hide stuff, away from the view, and maybe you want to like easily get to it or just look at it because maybe it looks cool. And compact machines hides that. And also, I think, kind of like destroys the reason to expand because I could legitimately probably if I just use compact machines and you could run. The other problem is actually you can't run a planar logistics cables through them. You can only run like items because there's tunnels right from a compact, so you can run energy, fluid, and items through it. And fluids I think is just water. I haven't tried it with mechanism gases or chemicals or slurries and things like that, but it means that everything has to be fed items with pipes rather than applied energistics, and that is kind of annoying unless you want to use quantum rings for everything, which I mean I guess you could, but why? So yeah, that's pretty much it for me, I think. I think I'll definitely do a post-mortem once I finish with the pack, and that'll be a much longer video as I, talk a lot about it. So I think that's good enough for now. And I guess I'll see you guys all next week, hopefully. Hopefully there'll be a lot more progress. I've got sucked into playing Helldivers 2 over the week, so that's why there's been less going on here. Okay, thanks.